Welcome back. From today, Eskom customers will now be paying 12.74% more for their electricity. Depending on what the municipality the consumers fall under, some residents will be paying more than the 12.74% figure, while others will be paying less.
I honestly think it's about time that we stand up as South Africans and speak more about the nonsense that is going on with Eskom. No, man. How are South Africans supposed to afford this electricity when it's going to increase right now by over 12%? Over 12%. They are not saying the electricity is going to increase with 2%. 12%. How are we going to afford this electricity? The VAT has just increased right now. Everything is going to be more expensive. We are struggling to survive as South Africans. We can't even afford electricity right now, even before it has increased to this 12%. We couldn't afford it. If you have bought electricity that is worth 500 rands, it's as if you have bought nothing. That thing won't even survive 2 weeks. It won't even survive 3 weeks. And then on top of that, struggle to survive. On top of that struggle, affording this electricity, they are increasing it even more by over 12%, 12.74%. No. What kind of increase is that? That's too much. No, that's too much. Like, honestly, that's too much. How can they increase electricity by over 12%? How are we going to survive in this country, South Africa? Do these people care about us? Do they care about our livelihoods? Our small businesses that we are trying to start, our small businesses that need electricity, the little profits that we are making, now we'll have to go just to electricity. That is why I'm saying, I think it's about time we fight as South Africans. I think, you see, the same way South Africans are out right now fighting against the GPV. It should be the same way we are out here fighting against this Eskom price hikes. 12.74%. That is almost 13%. In fact, that is 13%, well. So the electricity is going to increase by 13% basically. You know what? This one is very, very concerning. Let me stitch this concerning video for you so that you can get all the information about what Eskom is doing to us as the citizens. And then after you listen to everything that is said on this video, tell me on the comment section down below, what do you think about this whole situation? Whether it's going to be a very long 2025. It's going to be a very, very long 2025. I'm even like getting concerned just thinking about it. And this thing, you know, it's going to lead more and more people to connect illegally. When we are out here saying people must stop connecting illegally, the Eskom is out here increasing the prices. Do you think us fighting illegal connections is going to do any impact when the Eskom is increasing the prices? People are going to connect illegally. What must people do? People need electricity. Electricity is a need in today's day and age. Is a need, is a basic need. People need electricity. And if people can't afford electricity, they are going to afford it through back doors. I'm telling you, it's a need. It's like food. You see, when people don't have food, they are going to try and get food through back doors, leading to crimes. People commit crimes because they are hungry. You get what I'm saying? So even this one, people are still going to connect illegally because they can't afford the electricity and they need the electricity. Why couldn't Eskom reduce the prices or at least keep the prices where they were for a couple of years, or at least for this year, because we are going through VAT increases right now? Couldn't they just wait maybe this year or whatever? They just chose, you know what, the VAT has increased, we also have to increase. But we are now we are not going to increase by 2%, we are going to increase by 13%. That is Eskom. But then, tell me on the comment section down below, what do you think about this situation after you watch this video that I'm going to stitch right now. But if you just enjoyed this video or you learned something new, please leave a like and subscribe to this channel. I would really appreciate it. My name is Emmanuel and this is Mzansi Versity, the place where we transform lives through knowledge and information. Let's meet again on another video.
Welcome back. From today, Eskom customers will now be paying 12.74% more for their electricity, depending on what the municipality the consumers fall under. Some residents will be paying more than the 12.74% figure, while others will be paying less. For a reaction now, I'm joined by Kevin Milam, the DA's spokesperson on energy. Kevin, thank you so much for your time and for joining us this afternoon. So in October of last year, the DA put together a petition against the Eskom tariff hikes, taking a stand against what you called energy poverty. Now today we are seeing that 12.74% hike. What's your reaction to this?
Well, the Democratic Alliance unequivocally condemns Eskom's unconscionable 12.74% tariff increase for its direct customers. And those direct customers include the municipalities that it supplies. Obviously, municipalities then add their markup on, and so it's more expensive for people who are living in municipalities. But this is a brutal economic assault on ordinary South Africans who are already pushed to the brink of financial collapse. Eskom is effectively charging more while delivering less.
So how does then the DA propose the tariff hikes be addressed, especially moving forward? Are there any plans in which you can suggest in order to mitigate these increases?
Sure. So first of all, we need to understand where these tariff hikes come from. And a lot of it relates to Eskom's historic debt. It relates to the fact that there was financial mismanagement and corruption at Eskom, that there were massive cost overruns because of financial mismanagement and corruption at Medupi and Kusile, which were originally budgeted at around 80 billion rand each and came in the region of 160 to 200 billion rand each. So massive cost overruns, and that's put enormous pressure on Eskom's balance sheet. At the same time, we've seen that municipalities have not been paying their bills, and on a monthly basis, the amount owed by municipalities to Eskom has increased on the order of about 3 billion rand a month. So we're in a situation now where Eskom is very tightly squeezed for money. So they went to NERSA and asked for a 36% tariff increase. And NERSA granted them this 12.74%. What the DA is proposing is firstly a comprehensive and transparent review of Eskom's pricing model. We want the electricity pricing model to review how Eskom bulk tariffs are determined, how municipal tariffs are set. We want it to incentivize own generation and to provide a safety net for indigent consumers that minimizes the role of municipalities. In other words, we want to take the subjectiveness out of the decision as to who is on the indigent register and who is not, who gets free basic electricity and who doesn't. We want to have a standard that is then applied and that this is administered by National Treasury. So we saw in a recent presentation by Eskom to Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Electricity and Energy that 17.5% of Eskom's electricity consumed is billed either through negotiated pricing agreements with big customers or to international customers, other countries. What's really shocking about this is that of that 17.25% of electricity sales, it's only generating 8.5% of Eskom's electricity revenue. And we believe that that needs an urgent review. We demand transparency on these negotiated pricing agreements so that we can see who is getting this discounted electricity, what they're paying for it, and whether or not we as South African citizens are funding international conglomerates.
So going forward, I mean, we are not sure in terms of how much more of these tariffs we're going to be facing. What stance is the DA going to be taking, and how are you going to ensure that the poorest of the poor are not hardest hit when these tariffs are implemented?
Absolutely. We're pushing the Minister of Electricity and Energy, Minister Ramakgopa, to urgently review that electricity pricing policy. We want to see that before the end of this year. We want to see that Eskom tariff increases are brought more in line with the consumer price index. And so that, let me put it in perspective, that 12.74% is more than 4 times the current inflation rate. What that means is that it's pushing the price of other goods and services, other locally manufactured goods and services, higher and higher. So it needs to come back in line with the inflation rate, with the CPI, so that we can manage how much it's influencing that outcome. We need to see that there is regular report backs from Eskom on how they are dealing with financial mismanagement, how they're dealing with irregular, fruitless, and wasteful expenditure, how they're dealing with corruption. And we need to make sure that that is minimized. And we need to make sure that all of this happens sooner rather than later.